You may chant every Vedas, master every mantra, perform flawless yajnas, fill life with good deeds. Yet, Siddhar Thirumoolar warns, merely chanting the Vedas does not make one a true seeker. Good or bad, karma still binds you to the cycle of birth and death. The Vedas were never meant for mere chanting alone. They are the fire to burn ignorance, break karmic chains, and reveal Shiva himself within you. In today's episode of our Thirumandiram series, we journey through songs 51 to 55, where Siddhar Thirumoolar unveils a fearless truth that can change how you see the Vedas forever. If you haven't watched the earlier parts, you'll find the links in the description. Each one builds the foundation for today's wisdom. Now, let us step into Song 51, where after teaching the Kadavul, the greatness of worshipping Lord Shiva through both external rituals and internal devotion, in the first 50 songs, Siddhar Thirumoolar now begins a new section on the significance of the Vedas. Vedathai vittu aram illai, Vedathin odath thagum aram ellamula, தர்க்கவாதத்தை விட்டு மதிஞர் வளமுற்ற வேதத்தை ஓதியே வீடு பெற்றார்களே. In the first line, வேதத்தை விட்ட அறம் இல்லை. Thirumoolar states that there is no dharma, that is aram or righteousness, that is not included in the Vedas. The four Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama and Atharva, are the very source of dharma. They guide us to the four Purusharthas, that is Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. In the second line, Vedathin odath thagum aram ellam ula. Here, he says that the Vedas contain every form of dharma and are therefore worthy of reciting and chanting. Odudal means to sing or recite for God. In the third line, Tarkavadathai vittu madinyar. He warns against the ignorant. Madinyar is the antonym of a wise, learned person. So, those who set aside the true essence of the Vedas and indulge in tarka. Tarka is the dry logic, endless argument, or speculative speeches. So, these people, they misinterpret and misuse the Vedas, missing the purpose for which they were given. And in the final line, வளமுற்ற வேதத்தை ஓதியே வீடு பெற்றார்களே. Here, Siddhar says that, on the other hand, the wise turn to the Vedas with depth and sincerity. They do not stop with mere chanting. They study, reflect, and live its teachings, allowing the wisdom of Vedas to shape their lives. Through this lived understanding, they experience the divine directly, and by that realization, they attain Vedu. Vedu here is the eternal home of realization or liberation, that is the union with God. So to summarize the song, Siddhar Thirumoolar clarifies that the Vedas hold everything one needs to know, live and attain God. One must not be ignorant or create false speculations about Vedas. Instead, understand their true spirit, live by their dharma, and experience the divine presence they reveal. This is a message deeply needed even today, and in coming songs, Siddhar Thirumoolar will further unfold the greatness of the Vedas. Moving to the next song. Vedam uraithanum vediyanagilan, Vedam uraithanum Veda vilangida, Vedam uraithanum Vediyar velvikkai, Vedam uraithanum me porul kattave. Siddhar Thirumoolar now gives a powerful and thought-provoking teaching. The Vedas are not meant merely for chanting. Their true purpose is to be realized and lived within us. Vedam uraithanum vediyanagilan. In the first line, he says, someone who merely recites the Vedas does not truly become a Vedic person or a Vedian. Vedam uraithanum Veda vilangida. In the second line, Thirumoolar clarifies only the one who deeply understands the Vedas, experiences their truths within himself, and then shares from that realization, he alone is truly Veda or Vedian. This truth may feel uncomfortable to some, but it is the timeless insight of the great saint Siddhar himself. Now moving to the next line, Vedam Uraithanum Vediyar Velvikai. Here Velvi means Yagnyam or Yagam. So the third line speaks of those who chant the Vedas for Yagnyas. Many do this for Kamyam, that is to fulfill worldly desires, perform karmic rituals, or gain knowledge and prosperity. Even such learned priests, if they stop at ritual and desire, are not truly Veda. And the final one, Vedam Uraithanum Meipurul Kattave. So finally, Siddhar Thirumoolar points to the highest mark of a true Vedian, the one who uses the Vedas to realize the ultimate truth, the Meipurul or the supreme reality of one's own self, and who can reveal that truth. Only such a realized soul deserves to be called as a Veda or Vedian or truly Vedic. So the essence of this song is that Thirumoolar gives a bold and forward-thinking definition of who truly qualifies to be called a Veda or Vedian. It is not the one who merely chants, nor even the one who performs yagnyas for desires or worldly karma. It is the one who understands, experiences, and lives the Brahma Jnana, the Meipurul, the ultimate truth through the Vedas. This message may even challenge conventional ideas, but it is the fearless wisdom of the Siddhar inviting every seeker to move beyond ritual into realized truth. Now moving to song 53. Irukuruvam Yezhil Vedathinulle Urukunarvai Unarvedathul Ongi Verukuruvagiya Vediyar Sollum Karukkuruvai Ninra Kannanumame. So in the first line, Irukuruvam Yezhil Vedathinulle. Here Siddhar Thirumoolar speaks of the Iruk, the Rig Veda. He points to the beauty, grace, and wisdom hidden within the Rig Veda. Urukunarvai Unarvedathul Ongi. Next he says, this Vedic wisdom must be experienced and realized within oneself. It is not enough to know the words. One must let their meaning awaken deeper inner awareness. Verukuruvagiya Vediyar Sollum. Here Thirumoolar warns. Some recite the Vedas only to create powerful sonic vibrations, that is Verukuru, often to fulfill material needs for themselves or for others. Indeed, Vedic chanting carries immense power. It can bless one's worldly life. But this is only one part of Veda's purpose, not the ultimate goal. And finally, Karukkuruvai Ninra Kannanumame. He speaks of Karukuru. Karu is the core, the inner seed of the Vedas. When embraced, it transforms the gross and subtle being, awakens higher knowledge, and opens the third eye of realization, the direct experience of divine within. So the essence of the song is that Siddhar Thirumoolar teaches that the Vedas serve two levels of purpose. First is the material and ritual. Their chants create sacred vibrations that can bless worldly life. And second is the transformational and ultimate. When their wisdom is realized inwardly, they awaken deep spiritual change and lead to divine realization. How we choose to use the Vedas for outer benefit or inner awakening decides the journey of our life. Siddhar Thirumoolar gently calls us to go beyond sound and ritual into the living experience of truth that the Vedas hold. Now moving to the next song. Thiruneriyavadu Sitthandri Peruneriya Pirane Ninaindu Kuruneriyam Sivama Neri Kodum Oruneri Ondraga Vedandam Odume. In the first line, Tiruneri Sittasi Here, Thirumoolar says that Tiruneri, the divine virtue or the sacred path, is that by which one can go beyond both Chit and Achit. Here, Chit means conscious awakened awareness, while Achit is its opposite, that is the ignorance or inertness. The true divine path lifts us beyond this duality. Peruneriya Pirane Ninaindu. In the second line, he speaks of the Peruneri, the highest virtue that the Vedas themselves lead us to. That is, meditating upon the Lord, Piran, through this great path raises the seeker to loftier wisdom. Coming to the next line, Kuruneriyam Sivama Neri Kodum. Here, Thirumoolar points to the Guru Neri, the path of virtue attained through an enlightened Guru. Through the Guru's grace and teaching, this virtue blossoms into Sivama Neri, the Parajnana, the supreme knowledge that unites one with Shiva himself. Oruneri Ondraga Vedandam Odume. Finally, he says, the seeker must recite and live the Vedanta in a unified way with mind, body and heart becoming one. That is Ondraga. So only when we are inwardly integrated and single-pointed does the wisdom of the Vedas truly reveal itself. So the essence of this song shows us how to reach the highest divine virtue. Let us start by walking the Tiruneri, the sacred path that rises beyond both Chit and Achit, that is awareness and ignorance. And let the Vedas, the Peruneri, guide you and seek the grace of an enlightened Guru, Guruneri. Through that guidance, you attain the Sivama Neri, the Parajnana, the ultimate knowledge of Shiva within you. And finally approach the Vedanta with your whole being unified, that is mind, body and heart united as one. Only such unified recitation and living of Vedic wisdom transforms the seeker and takes him beyond duality into the Supreme. Now moving to song 55. Arangamai Varumamarai Odiyai Kurangamaga Gunam Payilvarillai Verangamaga Vilaivu Seida Puram Perangamaga Perukkuginrare. So in the first line, Arangamai Varumamarai Odiyai. Here, Thirumoolar speaks of the Arangam, that is the 6 limbs, Aru Angangal of Vedic study, which are Shiksha, the phonetics, Chhandas, the meter, Vyakarana, grammar, Nirukta, etymology, Jyotisha, the astrology or astronomy, and Kalpa, ritual instructions. These disciplines shape the way the Vedas are studied and recited. Thirumoolar says one may master these 6 and perform external praise rituals and sacrifices to the divine. Kurangamaga Gunam Payilvarillai. But, he laments, many do not turn inward. Kurangam refers to the inner partitions of one's being. Kuru means the inner partition. People often fail to explore and experience Parashiva within themselves. He does not deny the benefit of external worship, but he points out those who stop only at ritual miss the supreme inner bliss that comes from realizing Shiva within. Now the next line, Verangamaga Vilaivu Seida Puram. Next he speaks of those who think that divine is somewhere away, far away or outside themselves. So when they worship with that sense of separation, what happens? Perangamaga Perukkuginrare. They indeed receive results, but only according to karma. Good action brings good results. Bad action brings suffering. Yet both bind them to the endless cycle of birth and death until they awaken to the truth that Parashiva dwells within and experience him directly. So the inspiring essence of the song is that Siddhar Thirumoolar reminds us that Vedic mastery and external rituals however precise, are not the final goal. The 6 limbs of Vedic discipline or Vedic study can refine the mind, and outer worship can bless life, worldly things, but if we never turn inward, we remain bound by karma and the cycle of birth and death. True freedom begins when we look within, pierce the inner partition of our very being, and realize Parashiva as our own innermost self. Only then does the Vedic journey fulfill its highest purpose, not mere knowledge or ritual success, but direct experience of the divine and liberation from the endless cycle. And with that, we come to an end to today's episode. If this series is adding any value to your life, do support by liking this video and sharing it with the fellow seekers. And let know in the comments which song in this episode inspired you the most. We will continue this Thirumandiram series in the next episode, exploring more of Thirumoolar's profound insights. Until then, stay devoted, keep seeking, and may the light of true knowledge shine within you. Thanks for watching.